Hey everybody, it's time to take a closer look. Back at you again with another video for this 31 Days of Halloween. And I decided because I liked the way the Poltergeist video came out, I would do this for some more horror films and franchises. This week we're going to be talking about the Nightmare on Elm Street series. Nightmare on Elm Street is another case of a franchise that just won't die. There have been many opportunities, many chances, many films to come out in this franchise. There are 9. That was 4. That was only half. 9 films in the franchise, making it the second highest grossing horror film franchise, right behind Friday the 13th. Keep getting so close to saying Nightmare Before Christmas. A Nightmare on Elm Street started in 1984 as an idea from Wes Craven. Wes Craven, as you know, is one of the godfathers of horror. Now, get a load of this, because I'm gonna read this straight off the internet because this is some wacky, fucked up stuff. The basis for the original Nightmare on Elm Street has been said to have been inspired by several newspaper articles in the LA Times in the 1970s on a group of Khmer refugees who, after fleeing to America from the Rouge genocide in Cambodia, were suffering disturbing nightmares after they refused to sleep. Some of the men died. Some of the men died in their sleep soon after. Medical authorities called the phenomenon Asian death syndrome. The condition itself afflicted only men between the ages of 19 to 57 and is believed to be sudden unexplained death syndrome. The 1970s pop song Dreamweaver by Gary Wright sealed the story for Craven, giving him not only an artistic setting to jump off of, but a synthesizer riff from the Elm Street soundtrack as well. Now, it was originally set out that Freddy Krueger was supposed to be a child molester, but he decided to make him just a child murderer so he wouldn't get criticized because there was a high level of child molestation going on during the 70s. And this is actually pretty interesting. He decided to name Freddy Krueger after a bully that picked on him in high school. Now let's think about this for a second. You've got a murderer haunting your dreams. The one thing that you can't get away from is sleep. You have to sleep. How fucking terrifying is that? All in all, the whole series is basically the same throughout. You've got Freddy Krueger going after kids in their nightmares. I mean, all plots are kind of different, but that's really systematically the real plot of them all. Until you get to New Nightmare, which I think is like a genius move on Wes Craven's part. It focuses on a fictional reality where Craven, Langenkamp, who played Nancy in the original, and Robert Englund, where they all play themselves, and Krueger is sort of an entity. It's trapped in the realm of fiction that all the films made, and since the movie stopped, he's trying to get out of that realm. And I think that's kind of a genius and a different take. Another interesting one that, I think the idea is great, the execution, not so much, was when they did a tie-in, Freddy vs. Jason, where they took Jason Voorhees from the Friday the 13th franchise and had them battle it out. Within their own battle, they're killing off all these people. It's, like I said, the idea is really good, the execution not so much. I think it would be cool to see more of those, where they have 2 horror villains kind of duke it out against each other. Now, as usual, as how it goes with most horror franchises, Wes Craven only had his hand in 3 of the films. Of course, he wrote and directed the original Nightmare on Elm Street. He wrote the 3rd one, Dream Warriors, actually with Frank Darabont, and then he wrote and directed New Nightmare. Horror movies nowadays, especially remakes of classics, are crap. They don't have the same feel, the same magic, the same tone, the same horror qualities that they did back in the day, and it's quite sad, really. I wouldn't say horror's in a decline because there are a lot of good horror movies coming out nowadays. You got James Wan, who is one of the best nowadays, and you've got Robert Eggers, who is somebody to look out for, the guy who did The Witch. I hope to see more from him because it's fantastic, but you really don't have any up-and-coming masters of horror like you had back in the day. And Nightmare on Elm Street has spawned a number of novels, comic books, TV series, and it's crazy what kind of impact one film can have and how it just explodes and becomes a huge phenomenon. I love the original. I think it's so good. The scares are intense and the scares are just so well executed. And like I said, nothing just compares with horror from back in the day. They attempted in 2010 to reboot the franchise with Jackie Earle Haley as Freddy Krueger.
Duh!
And oh, what do you know? didn't work out so well. Thank you guys, as always, for watching. Let me know what you think about this series. I enjoy making them. I enjoy taking a closer look into these horror franchises, learning more about them. If you guys like them, let me know down in the comment section. Hope you guys are enjoying this 31 Days of Horror. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.